Good afternoon. Welcome to Thoth Tarot Tuesday. Here's our one card pull for the day. We have this beautiful card of truce. This card is also known in the typical Rider-Waite system as the Four of Swords. So we have a lot of green, purple for spirituality. We have the color green, which is, a regeneration, a rebirth. And then we have, of course, the yellow, as you see those yellow webs. Yellow represents the deeply spiritual part of the mind, and it is also the color for air, which is swords. This yellow also, these webs is, those yellow webs are those issues of conflict that's in our mind that tends to stall our mental processes, when we're stuck. And there's also that color of blue for the intuition too. So perhaps this card is hinting at, This card represents the equal focus of our four states of our consciousness. So we have the spiritual consciousness, our subconscious, our shadow underneath, and our self-conscious, which would be our ego. Yellow can also be a color of confidence as well, and that could relate to your ego. And then we also have yellow is just a color for joy and happiness too, and the sun. And this card in typically the Four of Swords is showing someone that is laying in a state of repose. They're sleeping, they're meditating, they're negotiating things and resolving, this conflict resolving intellect sometimes. And typically when you see the Four of Swords, it's the warrior coming back from battle, and typically they would get the gravesite ready for the warriors when they left, and then they would come back and lay in it and give thanks for the fact that they survived the conflict and the war. Very interesting history of the tarot there. But today we are doing the Thoth card. So this card is a card of Jupiter and Libra. So it's the balancing and non-positional influence of Libra, which is an air sign, and this truce making the mind. That's a fourfold process of those four states of consciousness again. So it's shown by those four swords there, those swords representing the mind. And it's also this lotus. And this lotus here in the middle, that beautiful purple lotus, that is a symbol of the enlightened mind. But this card, when they title it Truce, it shows that maybe there's the weakness of a compromise. Technically the battle has not been won. It's just there, whatever issue was occurring, the parties got tired of a stalemate, so they decided to take a break. So it can be said that this truce card, no matter how weak, is still an opportunity, though, to move through issues of conflicts, which tend to stall out it's you have to be present, you have to pay attention, you have to tell the truth, but you can't be attached to those outcomes because you don't know what they're going to be. And you don't want to be going back and forth, whatever issue has led you to this place, to the point where you drive yourself crazy. You have to rest. You have to rest from this stress, this strife. Whatever the issues were, the relationship, something that has come to full resolution on all four levels of your awareness. You're feeling it in your body, you're feeling it mentally, you're feeling it emotionally, and you're feeling it spiritually as well. So, this represents a time of healthy seclusion. You've decided to do this. You're voluntarily taking this time to heal, to rest, to recuperate. Your mind is relinquishing control and allowing this moment for you to engage in, this meditative state, this relaxation, to allow peace from the stress that was generated by juggling all of that back and forth strife, you know. This card can also say that perhaps you've been sick for a while, you're recuperating, you know, you're taking care of your body, and you know, taking that time to heal your subconscious mind as well, you know. And this is so fours are you know, an important number. This four, technically four would normally show stability. So this type of stability is basically formed because of the truths. So it's not necessarily that the issue itself is resolved yet completely. It may not be. It may be something that you need to revisit. But for right now, it's this, you know, this equal tension. It makes a stability of your mental mind, but it's not rock solid, for the mind is made of air, and it can change as often as the breeze. So perhaps when you are done with this rest period, you will have a completely different state of mind, because you've allowed yourself to step away from whatever was happening, you know. And you can clearly see here, you know, the swords are still here. They're still sharp. They're still weapons of war. They can still be destructive. But, you know, you're merging it with your spiritual self, your consciousness, you know, and your this beautiful energy of Libra mixing with Jupiter is like radiating this compassion and sensitivity that you're giving yourself to allow yourself this break. And you're not going to be engaging in these self-mental abuse patterns, you know. You're not going to be, you know, you're allowing yourself to get a state of compromise, you know. You're having this compromised for social peace, rather than trying to work out the thought or idea through this struggle, you know. There's no more chaos, you know. You want this change for the better, you know. This relaxation of all that anxiety, this quiet, this ease, you know. And sometimes you just have gotten to this place because you're just tired. You just don't want to fight anymore, you know. And you need time to listen to your inner self, you know, to get out of this holding pattern. You need to retreat, you need to withdraw, you need to create this protected mental space so you can get your insights, you can get into that intuition. Oh, there's all that blue in the background, and it's waiting for you to get this resolution from your intuition, you know. And you need to allow your mind to be in this relaxed state so it can be flexible to allow the insights to flow through, you know, because you were getting to the point of, you know, almost burnout, and you weren't going to be able to see what you needed to see clearly in that particular state of mind. So perhaps this card is telling you that there's something that you need to step away from like this. Perhaps you're still engaging in that chaotic battle, and you're still trying to fight the fight that maybe it isn't yours to fight anymore. Or at least the timing is not correct right now. And Spirit is asking you to take a step back, to take a moment to regroup, rest, rejuvenate, recuperate, whatever you need to do, because that will still be there. It's going to still keep going on no matter how long you take to rest. But you're not going to get the insights for what your next move in that battle is going to be until you take this time to allow for growth of perhaps the other party. They need to go off and take their time and they need to grow. And you need to take this time for yourself. And perhaps afterwards you both will have a different state of mind and you can form a renewed connection, and maybe there will actually be a truce that is stable and long lasting, you know, but only time will tell. And the road that you were going down was a long one, and perhaps it needs to have a little bit of a stalemate, a little bit of a respite time. So that's it's a cloudy, rainy day. It's the perfect day for doing that. And, get in that meditative state and see what spirit wants to tell you now that you've stepped away from this chaotic, stressful, difficult issue that, your whole soul needs rest from this. And then you can see that different perspective. When you're done, when you wake up in the morning, sleep on it. And perhaps you'll see things in a different light. So, blessed be. I hope this helped you. And I hope you are feeling rested and renewed. And if not, then you will be soon.